All right, business owners and sales leaders, this is going to be the most impactful few minutes that you're going to have for the rest of the year. And it probably is going to have an impact on your business over the next 2 to 3 to 5 years. But I don't know about that right now because all I can tell you is things are changing so fast. And I know this is hyperbole, but you've got to pay attention to what I'm going to say because right now you're all out of step with what's actually happening in the sales world today. So if you run a business that's led with salespeople, if you've got anywhere from 5 salespeople up to 50 to 100, you need to pay attention right now because this is the keys of what's actually happening and what you're missing. My name is Grady Teske. I've been a fractional CMO and CRO for nearly 20 years now. I've been leading sales teams for both global companies in the SaaS markets, across the tech industries, across service companies, and also B2B hard goods and manufacturing. I've worked with sales and marketing teams in every single vertical. And here's something that I know that's universal. The way we do business is all the same. We build distribution. What does that mean? Even though most of the time what we primarily think about is the metrics on following up, which is what's our close rate, what's our conversion to call rate, what are our revenue numbers this quarter. What really happens in your business is really built entirely in front of that. That's the 98% of your business. So for the next few minutes, I want you to think about me as either like Jack Welch, Mark Cuban, or even Dale Carnegie, if that's your generation. The point is, put this in that mindset. This is that important. This is business changing idea. To stay caught up today, you need a few things just to catch up to business and to really redefine your entire sales process. What am I talking about? Again, if most of us just think about sales in terms of close rates, what it's like on the call, we're missing out on a vast majority of the entire process. This is what I call pipeline. When I was in field sales, I started in field sales probably about 100 years ago. Heads up, I'm bald people. I used to go out and travel the country, visiting people across all verticals, and every single town I was in, I always made a point to make that extra stop at the end of the day. That's prospecting. It's setting up cold calls. It's new appointments. It's exploring new markets. This is a vital part of our business, and it's something that we don't do unless we have time every day. Well, we just don't have time to prospect anymore. And to be quite frank, we're not traveling as much either. And that's also because a vast majority of these prospecting calls and setting people up now happens online. So let me give you really fast. I'm going to go through the exact tools that everyone should be using today. These are the tools that we use that I've used in the past 5 years for clients as I'm building out both SaaS, manufacturing, and service companies. So what are the tools we're going to need? Come on, I'm going to show you right here. First of all, it all starts with this simple tool, Clay. If you've been under a rock all year, Clay is the new way of list building. Clay is a way that you can take and go out and build your audience, kind of qualify them, make sure they're the right fit, and then push them to a sort of send material. As you can see, Clay works with all these tools. We're going to talk about a couple of them, the kind of key ones that you need to get going. So Clay is the foundation. What does Clay do? Clay takes over for Apollo. It takes over for all of those old companies like Info USA. That's for the Dale Carnegie guys. And also looking at things like US tax data to determine who's a good fit, who's in the right audience. So Clay does that for you. Clay then moves directly into a tool like Lemlist here. Lemlist is one of the best tools you can have for integrated outreach. Now, integrated outreach is the exact same thing as doing that field sales call where I'm popping in last minute. Hey, I'm in town. I was working with this sort of person who's exactly like you. We're closing a $5 million deal. Tell me about what you guys do because I'd like to set up an appointment next time I come into town. Who's important in your company? That's what we're talking about. Now you're doing that through outreach. You're doing it on multiple channels, primarily focusing on LinkedIn and focusing on email. Next thing beyond that, once you want to start to scale that and build from that top of funnel into neutral and warm audiences, we're going to need the infrastructure of high outbound email. Nobody does that like Smart Lead. Smart Lead is the tool that we love to use to set up cold emails to drive in and create now a pipeline. So these two tools are the messaging part of your pipeline. You've got the prospecting part in Clay, we've got Lemlist, and now we've got Smart Lead. Simple products. Then what does it all come down to? HubSpot. It's important to have just one strong integrated CRM, and why I'm focusing and calling out HubSpot here is because we're partners with all these companies. Obviously, we're partners with all these companies, but most importantly, because these products not only do a great job of their core function, what they're supposed to do, but they play well with others. And that's always important, right? We want all of our service partners, all of our team members to work well with others. And I'll be just honest, I don't know any sort of CRM that works and integrates as well as HubSpot. In fact, just this week, I had some of my field service customers telling me that they didn't like other products because they wanted everything brought to one place. They want to just come to one place every day. You want to do that, right? Salesperson, sales business owner, that's what you want to do. You want to come to one place. So HubSpot is the best thing that's able to do that. You can't get all the channels there, but we can get a vast majority of them. So you got one central spot to check in for leads and opportunities. All of this is powered by one simple tool, N8N. And if you haven't heard of N8N now is your big teaser course. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, go back and check my other videos, because by this point, I've probably got 5, 6, 10, I don't know. I've just been making a ton of them because this is the future of building your sales team. N8N is the equivalent equivalent of your sales manager and your sales support team. They're the rev ops that puts everything together and ties everything from prospecting to outreach to sales calls to content that drives them all forward to promotions and campaigns. All of this now is being built on N8N. This is the equivalent of having a high quality sales enablement team in-house. This does all the back end work for your sales team to keep them focused on their calls. So N8N makes it really simple to drive your business. And then when it comes down to it, you always need to anchor in what? Either a field call visit or an online call. There's Lemcal, which is part of Lemlist. It's integrated. If you're using Lemlist, perfect. You've got it already. Otherwise, Calendly and Cal.com are all great tools, but you just got to have a really nice, simple way to book with people. If you don't have that, you might as well lead into a solid landing page like we have at Rising Tides. And so with this stack, what are you now able to do? We got our prospecting. We've got our field sales team looking up for opportunities. They're pushing leads to me. So in the morning when you wake up, I'm in a new town, closing that $5 million deal. But after lunch, instead of blowing things off, getting sushi and a few drinks, I'm going to go out. I'm going to hit a couple people because my team pushed leads to me from Clay. Always, while we're traveling, while we're closing business, while we're at the show, we're running integrated outreach that's doing the same thing. This right here, these campaigns are all about driving interest and awareness in your business, qualifying who's a good fit by bringing in prospects from Clay, running them through N8N, pushing them into campaigns here. We're just doing soft touches. Hey, who are you? What are you doing? What's going on with your business? What do you need help with? Asking them questions about them to get them interested in you, to endear them to you, so we can do what? We can drop the calendar link, we can set up a call, not to close deals, but to start to build our customer-focused sales funnel. I know I'm running through this really fast, so I'm going to take a quick break and say, look, I'm breaking down videos of each of these platforms across this channel. So I guess it's going to be cliche, but like subscribe, go back through what I've already put up for videos. There's definitely videos on here with all these partners, Lemlist, Clay, N8N, Hubspot, and Smartly. Go into those videos. They break it down. If it's not there, I'm also talking about this every single week in my newsletter, and I'm giving out tactical screenshots, tactical walkthroughs. If that's not there still, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm happy to hop onto a free 15-minute call, show people what the products are and how to get started with them. It's really simple. Anyways, back to the video. We move into our pipeline tool, which now is Smartly. Everybody's been neutral or warmed up or open. We know they're a good fit. We know they're right to talk to us, but we need to nurture them into conversations that show us when it's the right time. Constantly at this stage, looking for what? Looking for intent signals, or using tools like HubSpot to build out content strategy, newsletters, rake emails, sending PDFs, dropping the latest catalog and newsletter to them, making sure that they know what's new in products coming out, seeing if they want to get a demo. Those things all happen here in Smart Lead that drive back to the human version of you. When you've got a strong team that drives integration that's built around understanding you, understanding your customers, and what qualifies you to be a right fit with each other, what does that mean? It's alignment. It's customer-focused selling. That's how you turn these tech stacks and you take a modern equivalent of highly customer-centric, nurturing field sales, and you do it automatically every day. Well, what are we doing? What are you doing? What are you going to do with your time? You're going to be there with your customers, working through the problems, closing the opportunities, setting up the conversation to talk about the next solution you're providing them. But all that time, you've got your business constantly building pipeline in the background, constantly nurturing the right opportunities. So when they're ready to talk to you, when they have those deep questions, who are they going to go to? They're going to go to you. And that's the difference today. So if you want to start to succeed, what you've got to do is make sure your stack is enabled, first starting with Clay for building your prospecting, and pushing into a great source like Lemlist here to drive in that top of funnel interest and push them into your pipeline. Using Smart Lead as a tool that really pushes them in, nurtures them to the time, finds the intent signal, creates a campaign strategy that starts to move people into sequences that what are we doing? Oh, we're mapping them in HubSpot. All of this information, all of these conversations on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, SMS, email, all of it's getting pulled into HubSpot. So when the time is right, what are we doing as a salesperson? We're just coming in, we're clicking to the contact, we're looking at all the background information. We've got all the messages. Now it's time for us to come in and do the magic, and it's all powered by tools like N8N and also partners like us. But the most important part is if you're not following each of these steps, it's not even that you're not going to make it. You're already on a failed process, a dying model, right? Increasingly, it's going to be harder to grow and find people on LinkedIn. Ads are going to be a lot more difficult and people are less available in person. So what do we have to do? We have to find new ways to break through. I'm telling you all, this is the way to break through. Appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed enjoyed this. If you like content like this, my name's Grady Teske. Like I said, I spent almost 2 decades leading sales, distribution, and marketing teams across every B2B vertical. And I think the one thing that I really enjoy is understanding how really basic customer-centric field sales has translated now. And we can do that same like sort of beautiful behavior and make those connections all while using technology to position us to enjoy the human part of the sales process. So thanks for your time. I really appreciate it, business owners. Come back to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, and let me know too. One of the biggest things I want to know, if you've been watching this channel or if this is your first video, either way, I want to ask you one favor because I'm trying to give you a lot of value. Am I making things simple enough? I'm trying to put it in the right context. Do you want me to go more in depth on any topics? So make sure you drop a comment and put that in there, and I'll make sure we respond. We'll work to get a video out for you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time today. My name's Grady Teske. I'm the founder of Rising Tides, and I'm really happy that I get to sit down and talk with you every single week on YouTube. So have a great time, and we'll see you on the next video.